Hi, my name is Mark Vila. I'm here at ColDesi, and we're here to talk about picking the best compact printer system for your business. So maybe you're looking to start a new business, or you're kind of a hobbyist looking to go pro, or maybe you have an existing business, you're just not sure what to invest in next, and you've ended up here. So we're here to kind of help you make that decision. And after talking with tons of people over the years, I've realized that everyone kind of knows two things, or one of two things: who you want to sell to and what you want to make, right? What do you want to sell? And that's probably in your head. So you potentially are thinking that you want to sell to schools and do t-shirts. You want to sell to local businesses. Maybe you're a photographer and you want to put pictures on mugs. You've got some ideas of what you want to make. And that is the first place to start, is to start with what do you want to make and who do you want to sell it to? And then we'll figure out what technology will fit that. So think about that, put that in your head. And while you're thinking about that, we're gonna go to technology and talk about some different printers, what they can do, and then you should be able to start ruling things in or out of your decision-making process. So let's go over to the first thing. This is a GraphTech cutting plotter. So essentially this is gonna take rolled materials, sticker materials or t-shirt materials, like a shirt we made like this. And you could do glitter materials, solid colors, patterns, things of that nature. And every color that you want to put on to a shirt or make into a sticker or something like that, you put in your cutting machine, cut it out, and then you end up with your finished designs. So this is great for doing stickers, signs, t-shirts, things of that nature are going to be great for that. You're not necessarily going to make mugs or anything like that with this. It's mainly going to be either like kind of t-shirts and stickers, and signs. Those are kind of the three things that I find are most commonly used for the GraphTech. Pretty easy to use, reasonable size investment, and a great technology. Now we'll move over to sublimation. Okay, and sublimation is you print out in full color. It's an inkjet printer, and then you can transfer onto different items. Like you see, we've got this slate right here that we've transferred a picture to, mugs, Christmas ornaments. You can also do t-shirts on here too. So sublimation is a great technology, reasonably easy to use. Downside of sublimation is you do have to use sublimatable products, including t-shirts. So this shirt that I'm wearing here, we wouldn't sublimate this. It needs to be a light colored garment. It needs to be 100% polyester typically. So that's essentially what we're talking about when it comes to sublimation. Great system, great startup price, reasonably versatile, but it does have a little bit of limitations. Now we'll come over to our Roland. This is a BN20A, and the Roland is a printer and a cutter. So it prints out on the rolled material, much like the vinyl cutter just cuts it, but this will print it and then cut it. So you can actually create stickers, signs, or this is a t-shirt transfer. So similar to the cutter that we talked about before, the GraphTech, you could do stickers, t-shirts, signs, card decals, things of that nature, but you can print digitally on them first. So you don't necessarily have to cut color red, green, blue, orange, right? You're not doing one at a time. You're printing everything at once and cutting. So it's beautiful print, amazing technology. The only real downside of this is it is going to be a bit of a bigger machine, and it's going to be slower because we are printing and then cutting. So we're doing two steps, right? So you almost figure the time it takes to do that plus the time it takes to print. That's what adds up. But great technology and an awesome investment for your business. Next, I want to go over to our digital heat effects printers. These are white toner printers, and they come in various sizes from compact to large model right here, which is the 9541. And these print transfers, much like you see here. So they're full color. They will print all the colors at once, and you can then heat apply them to anything, almost anything that can withstand the heat of your heat press machine. So you can do mugs, you could do t-shirts, you could do hats, wood, metal, glass, tons of different things. So it's an awesome jack of all trades. Really the downside on the digital heat effect system, it's going to be a larger investment than some of the other systems that we're looking at. So the sublimation is generally speaking going to be the smallest investment. The cutter is going to be kind of just a step above, depending on what model you choose. Then digital heat effects and the roll-in start to get into the same price range, and then finally the highest price range of everything we're talking about would be the larger printer right here. So now that you've kind of know a bit about what each technology can do, definitely go onto our website, take a look around, and start clicking on things and reading about them to really deep dive into what machine can do. We can spend 15 minutes on each machine easily just talking about what they can do. But that's not the only part of your decision, right? So at this point in time, you know what you want to make, who you want to make it for, and you have an idea of what the different technologies can do, and you can shop around for prices, and that's part of the next decision is what can you or are you willing to invest? Most of this equipment can be financed, so you can start your business for under $100 a month sometimes for financing. But is going with the lowest price equipment the best answer for you? Sometimes it is. If you actually are limited to budget, you can't finance or financing is not an option for you, or you have a limited amount of cash you want to start with, whatever it might be. Maybe it's just going to be very, very part-time. So, hey, I only plan on doing this 5 hours a week. I don't want to put a lot of money into it. I'm just trying to do a little side hustle. So whatever it is, you want to consider your investment. And generally speaking, what I'll say is, as a rule of thumb, is the larger the equipment, the bigger the investment, typically the more you can produce in less time, right? So if you're limited in the amount of time that you're going to want to work, or you're trying to produce a lot more, the larger investment, the more you can produce, the less time you spend actually doing the labor, the more time you spend either doing other things in your life because this is part-time, or the more time you spend trying to grow your business, selling to people, things of that nature. So now that we talked a little bit about kind of the investment side, that's an important part of the decision. And then next is going to be space, right? So what space are you working in? How much room do you have? Go ahead and take a look at the space you want to work in, and the time that you're going to put into it, how often you're going to use it, and then that will help you to make some of the decisions. When we're talking about things like the cutter, or the digital heat effect systems, those don't use liquid inks. There's no maintenance. You can just kind of turn them off and turn them back on whenever you want. No big deal. When you're talking about the inkjet systems like the sublimation or the BN20, they're going to have a little bit of maintenance in them. You're going to want to use them more often. You're not going to want to have your printer sitting there for weeks or months at a time, not getting any love or any work done, right? Where the other systems can. So the cutter can sit there for a year, and then you turn it back on. The digital heat effects, it sits there for months, and then you turn it on and you print a handful. So depending on how much time you're going to put into it, how much space you have, that will help dictate some of it. And the last is kind of at this point in time, I would say it's just about actually making the decision after considering everything here. So if I were to help to guide you to a decision, I would say this, and we'll do a quick walkthrough and then we'll be done. The cutter, the GraphTech cutter, I would invest in this if I really needed to do, for one, part-time. I'm probably upgrading from a hobbyist or very, very part-time business. I don't want to invest a lot. I like the ability to have versatility, like glitter and things like that. I'm not worried about doing full digital, so I'm not going to be printing any pictures of faces or puppies or babies or anything like that. I'm mainly going to be doing simple logos and text. That's when I would choose to invest in that. It's a fair price for that. The Roland BN20A, I would invest in this if I wanted to do stickers and signs mostly. If I'm mostly going to be doing that, then this is a great investment. Everything's going to come out beautifully, and you can print huge stuff like this size chart behind me. So you can print huge stuff, and it really lets you grow your business. I also like that it can also do t-shirts, so that is cool, but not primary for a t-shirt business. Sublimation, I would choose sublimation if I was going to mainly be doing promotional goods, mugs, keychains, slates like this, ornaments, Christmas ornaments, things like that. That's what I would choose this for. Also, if I mainly want to be doing apparel for, say, people who fish or surfers, swimmers, things like that, where they're going to be using that really lightweight polyester, light colored shirts. They're not typically wearing, black shirts to sit on a lake all day, right? They're going to look at light colors. So it's a great system for that. And last is going to be the digital heat effect systems. I would invest in a digital heat effect system if I want to get I would say the most versatility for the buck, right? You can do the hard goods, the promotionals, you can do the mugs, you can do t-shirts, you can do light and dark colors, all your colors print at the same time, and it's really, really fast. So it's much faster than the roll-in that can do tons of colors for a t-shirt. You're going to print way faster, and then you also you have a nice wholesale business too, with being able to sell transfers like this to other folks in the area. So I think that's kind of a bit of a balance of how I would choose, and making sure that the investment that I'm willing to make, the space that I have to work on, fits the type of technology that we've got. So definitely visit our website, take a look at all the different technology, click through things, watch more of our videos to deep dive into it, and I'm sure you'll be able to find the best system to start your new or growing business. Thank you.